Hey guys, my name's Garrison. I'm part of the 741 experiment, and Charles just wanted us to get together and kind of share our stories in hopes that you guys can kind of get a little bit more information and hear a little bit of our hearts and see where we're coming from. So I guess the best place to start is from the beginning. Um, I grew up in the Southeast for the majority of my life. Actually, for all of my life. I've been in church since 9 months since I was born. Um, so, and after that, every preceding Wednesday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, um, church doors were open. I was there. My parents were very involved in church throughout my childhood. And I started going to a private Christian school probably about third grade. And looking back, that is the one area that God just completely blessed me and shaped me into who I am today. I was very fortunate to have mentors and friends and opportunities to learn how to lead and really seek after God in my growing up years. I wouldn't trade it for the world. One of the biggest things that did influence my life was in 7th grade. My parents were divorced, and at that age, you're still trying to develop really kind of who you are. And most 7th graders don't know how to handle when stuff goes wrong with their friends and all that kind of stuff. So, it kind of led to a little bit of a lonely high school years, but I really clung to God. And for that, I'm really thankful. Looking back, yes, it was one of the most painful times of my life, but at the same breath, it was probably the biggest growing experience that I had. Throughout high school, I was involved with our chapel services. I did the weekly planning, series, graphics, you name it, I did it. I was also on retreat planning committees, our student government association. If you look back and ask some of the people who graduated from my class, they would point to me and probably one other kid who really made an impact on the school spiritually and in just leadership roles. I look back and see how God was really preparing me for what He wanted me to do later. At age 17, I kind of had the feeling that God wanted me to be a pastor. Growing up, I was terrified of public speaking. It was one of the worst things I ever thought I could do. But through the situations God put me in, He really started to grow those areas and really gave me this supernatural love for studying, reading the Bible, really good gift of communicating and trying to take those hard truths and put them in an easy way for people to understand. And He just really gave me a heart for the church. That's the thing that will probably distinguish me from the other people on this blog. I have a heart for Christians. And I know that sounds kind of bad, but I feel like God has called me to encourage, exhort, challenge, and teach to the Christian body. I look around today and look at the church in America and how it's slowly dying with social pressures and things that just really inhibit its growth. And I want to be the type of person that can come in and help change that. But again, I'm at no point to do that at the moment, but God has definitely put me on a path and has really given me a vision for what He wants me to do. So I graduated high school, went to a large state university, which is where I'm still at. I'm an advertising major. God has given me a heart for the church, but He has also given me a heart for media, for the arts, and for creativity in general. Um, I really believe that Christians should be able to do things in media and in the arts and in the creative world and be the best at them in order to show their excellence as glory to God. Um, so I'm really positive toward reclaiming lost areas of media, such as the internet, TV, magazines, books. Any form of communication is something that I feel like God has said, you know, go, reclaim, redeem, and use it for my glory. So this experiment was something that was right up my alley, and something that just seemed like, yes, this is just another place where we can just glorify God, that we can use the things that culture has turned so dark and shine a little bit of light. Yeah, it's so cool. Um, so all that to say, I'm an advertising major. I'm looking forward to hopefully going to seminary when I graduate, and really just planning a church, preaching and teaching for the rest of my life. I feel like it's something God said you got to do it, and when you start to argue with God, you really don't come out on you come out with the short end of the stick most of the time. Um, so, yeah, the way I'm going to be reading and going through for this experiment is going to be real basic. I'm going to start in the Gospels, or I've already kind of started through the Gospels. I'm in Acts right now. Read through the entire New Testament, and then go back to the Old Testament and work my way through that. My goal is to plan to be done by 1st of May for the 7 months. Read through the entire Bible. I've been in church long enough, and I've been to enough sermons and talks and conferences and whatnot to know the nitty-gritty. But I'm really excited for these next 7 months to really explore the gospel from a 30,000-foot view. Really seeing how God works over all of human history, not just specifics. Because sometimes I can get lost in today's American church. I love to write. I have a bookcase just full of Christian books. Authors to the like of Donald Miller, Rob Bell, Erwin McManus, Andy Stanley, John Maxwell, Mark Driscoll, Louis Giglio, John Piper, Craig Rochelle. I mean, anybody who has sort of a big name and kind of up and coming in the American church, I'm reading, I'm dialoguing, I'm thinking, I'm starting to put together my thoughts and my ideas, and hopefully one day publish a book of my own. I love to write. It's one of the things that God has also gifted me with. Another reason why this experiment stuck out so well. So yeah, I really encourage you guys. I'd love to have people following and reading along just what I'm reading. I'd love to be able to get your feedback, hear your thoughts. I will be going verse by verse through the Bible. I think that's something that's lost today, and it's a lot of topical preaching from the pulpit, and really want to see what God does over the span of the whole Bible, not just sections here and there. So I encourage you that if you feel like this is something that God wants you to do, jump on track. Let me know, and hopefully you guys will be able to see how God's working in my life, and hopefully be able to encourage you as well. Email me at Garrison at 741experiment.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You got any questions? Theological. I love talking about theology. I love talking about Jesus. I love talking about the church. So if any of that resonates with you, feel free. Just send stuff my way. If I don't know the answers, I'll put you in some contact with somebody who can. Because reading the Bible and talking about it is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So thank you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and hopefully you guys will grow along with what we're doing. and that God will just place His hand on this experiment and on you guys, and He will make Himself real and fresh in a new way that you haven't encountered Him before. So look forward to those posts, and look forward to hearing from all of you. Thanks, guys.